only been going for less than a month now, but
Yeah.
what's kind of been the things that have stood out to you about this group that are maybe different, better, or worse compared to the last year?
I would definitely say how fast they picking up with the terminology and the way we play. Some of the guys, like Gavin, came from the Big Ten, so he actually got the feel and got the look of how we play. But we got some guys that's all over the place. Got one guy coming from Turkey. Got Nick, who all from Wisconsin. You got Rylan, who's from Utah. So they got guys all over the place. But I love how fast they learn the game we play. Like, it's not a hard system we got. Like, Fred and the coaching staff, they harp on defense a lot. So that's one thing they trying to lock on. The biggest thing is defense, because they know defense is our thing now. So you know how Fred is. He let the offense be the offense, no matter how the defense is looking. So he just want us to go out there just to have the confidence. And the guys that I have now that's there this year, they got the confidence for sure. So they are not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to make no mistakes. So I love just the passion they got for the game, the competitiveness already. Like, the guys, they definitely little boys out here. They like to play big boy basketball. So yeah, I just love how everything's going right now. Like, I just love how this a unit we are so fast. Like, it's only been, like you said, less than a month, and we've like unified team. Like, I knew these guys for months now, and only been 1 month. So just the pace we're going right now is a great pace. So we see how July goes. August just the off break for us. So I just can't wait for the season though, for sure.
How different will this group look? I mean, Rink's out, Casey's gone. You got 2 point guards. It's just kind of a different look from a roster standpoint. I mean, how much do you expect the style you played this year to differ from what you guys have done the last couple of years?
Not having Rink on the floor, definitely is a key thing for our offense for sure, especially being a pop big. But Andrew for sure coming and filling that role. He's a very mobile big who could play the 4 and the 5 for sure. Could pop, could slash, stuff like that. Casey was our pure shooter for sure, but I feel like we have a lot more pure than one pure shooter now. For sure, like Connor. Connor got one of the best forms I ever seen in college basketball. He could fill up the floor very, very fast for sure. Rylan could shoot, Sam for sure. Myself been working on my jump shots for sure all summer. I feel like we got a lot of guys who actually contribute of, just a high 3-point percentage this year. Like Aaron, Aaron missing last year. He actually seen every game we played last year, so he know what to be as a point guard for sure. So, different guys can actually like fill the floors with different scoring, not just 3-point shooting. But I feel like our 3-point shooting gonna be way, way higher now because we got way more guys who actually could knock down 3 to 4 3 points a game for sure.
Hey, Juwan, I know. In the offseason, everybody wants to work on everything as a whole, but you specifically, what areas of your game did you really go into this offseason?
For sure, it's definitely my shot for sure. You never can, just discount that. But more is my mental, just being a leader. This is my last year in college, so it's kind of a break point for me to actually like this. It's all gas, no brakes now. So just leading the group of guys, just leaving that statement in Lincoln, Nebraska, like, yo, this the best season I ever had, and this the best season Nebraska basketball I ever seen. Other than last year, a lot of people is harping on what last year was looking at. Was probably the best season they've seen in a long, long time. But I feel like this year is gonna be way better than last year. Cause I feel like, Fred and the coaches did a very great job of recruiting and bringing a lot of people in. But for myself, it would definitely be just taking upon the leadership. Like, we had a Sam Greaser, we had a Derek Walkers, we had a Emmanuel Vandermilt. Like last year, Casey was a senior and stuff like that. We had C.J. Wilcher and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of guys just look at me just more, not more of a player, but just more of a big brother. Like, I actually go talk face-to-face with Nick, who a freshman, who's so eager to learn a game of this college basketball, so I could just sit down, have a one-on-one conversation with him. Like Braden being from Lincoln, I actually could go to his house, legit, just sit with him, just have a conversation for sure. So this actually being a leader for these guys, like just actually leading the right way so they can play the right basketball, like that's the best feeling I got from them, because in the day, like I said, I'm a senior now, so in the day they look at me as an old head. So just going out there, just guiding them guys the right way in the right path, I feel like that's the biggest thing for myself.
How much of that leadership is something that comes naturally, and how much is it a conscious effort that you had to kind of flip in your mind saying, okay, I'm going to do this now?
It's more, it's definitely a constant thing now. Like, I've been around some great leaders just from my Alabama days. Like, for instance, Herb Jones is one guy I actually still harp on to this day to actually like think of one of the best leaders I've ever been around. Like I still call him to this day, asking him questions. Like he been in the NBA for 4 to 5 years now, and I still ask him questions like about certain stuff, like what should I do as a leader, stuff like that. He's gonna give me the rundown, stuff like that. Sam Grease will be around. I ask him what certain stuff I could actually like just teach the team, like what I got to do as this an older guy, stuff like that. So me being a leader is definitely in my blood now. It took some time because I usually be the third person to talk, but now I definitely got to be the first person to talk because I've been here. I know what actual NCAA run actually feel like in Nebraska now. I know what it takes to actually make it to the tournament, but now it's just that next step of winning that one game in the tournament. Because once we win that one game, it's all up there for now. So once we win that one game in the tournament, we know what we're capable of. We know what we're capable of now, just from the 2 weeks we've been together. So I feel like this me as a leader. It's still progressing. I'm still working on that, but I feel like once the season starts, I'm gonna have the full package of becoming that leader on the court for sure.
You mentioned the NCAA tournament. I think a year ago you were the only guy on the active roster that had played in an NCAA tournament game. Now you got a whole bunch of guys that were on the team last year, and then guys that did it at their previous schools. How much does that kind of factor into getting a jump start on this offseason? You got a bunch of guys that have been there before, as opposed to trying to get there.
That definitely help a lot. You can actually pick their brain more, ask their side of the story, like ask them what they actually see to, like I said, it's not just one leader out there. I feel like it's the team of full of leaders, but like you said, we got multiple guys who actually made it to the tournament. So I can actually like ask them guys like what they see. Like I don't got to be the only person talking. Like somebody can come to me and I can ask somebody a question about certain things for sure. But just having that multiple guys that actually had the experience to make it to the tournament is the best thing we got right now for sure. Because not just me knowing what it takes. Like multiple guys know what it takes, and it's not an easy road. Like it's not an easy task to do. But this what we signed up for. We signed up for play college basketball. It's fun. It's love. It's genuine. Just go out there and play in front of your fans and family, stuff like that. But in the end of the day, this is a business. This is strictly business to us. So what we got to do to, get the amount of wins we need to get to the tournament, we're going to do that, no matter what it takes. We love this. This is our job right here. We love the game of basketball. So whatever we got to do to even, excel what we did last year, it's no matter what it is. Because we want to play way beyond March, way beyond it. So, yeah.
You mentioned kind of working on your shot individually in the offseason. What else are you kind of hoping to add to your individual game, I guess, now that you have the time to kind of dig in on things?
Me and my coach have been talking about, like, slowing the game down for myself. I've been in college for a while now, so I don't got to actually, go full throttle. Like, I don't got to look at the game like, okay, I got to play fast pace every time. Like, it's certain times during the game you got to, slow yourself down. You got to, settle the team down, stuff like that. So myself, I would definitely say just playing the pace that I know I can play for sure. Shooting is my biggest emphasis right now, but I would say this is an all-around game. You never could, stop playing with your all-around game. Like, ball handling, like your IQ for sure. I feel like my IQ is way more higher than last year for sure. Like, I'm making the right reads for sure. Still messing up on certain things, but now I can actually slow the game down and see the floor way more. Like, I can see the dunker spot. I can see the next man up. I can see the shake spot, stuff like that. So I'll definitely say this the pace of the game for myself would be the next emphasis behind my shot for sure.
What does it take to build chemistry with a new group? You obviously got a lot of new guys. Just what's that process like? How long does that take? What do you have to do to build that chemistry?
Everybody think you build chemistry on the court, but it's not. It's not even that. It's the off the court stuff we do. Like last Saturday we went paintballing. This is a team activity. Like we got a lot of team activities we do throughout the week. Like go out to lunch. Work out together, stuff like that. That's the chemistry right there. Like in the day, because off the court, you could talk about anything. Like your family, personal stuff like that. So you're not just in the locker room crammed up, this and there, just not talk about basketball. So that chemistry off the court really shows on the court. So you know what triggers a guy, like what gets a guy going for sure, like that. And then you could have once stuff going wrong on the court, that guy could come into you one-on-one because he's so comfortable being around you just off the court. So they don't got no problem going one-on-one, like, yo, I need to talk to you, stuff like that. So that off the court chemistry for sure is one thing we harp on a lot. Like we hang out with a group, like we do little things. Like I said, we go out to lunch. There's little things like that. Just sit down, joke, laugh in the day. Because once you realize that you got genuine guys who actually care about you and stuff like that, then you realize, okay, this guy got my back on the court. No matter if it's 5 players on the court, I know I got the 4 other players with me that actually got my back for sure.
You and Bryce announced pretty quickly that you wanted to come back. The way the portal is, there's a lot of options for guys that are starters on tournament teams. Why was it important to run it back here at Nebraska and in the situation you felt you had here?
Bryce, me and Bryce like the same people. Being from South Carolina, North Carolina, like an hour away from me. So, we like the same people. So, we of course we conversated during the time of the season and stuff like that, just trying to figure out what was our next step for sure. But I just told him why not here? I feel like we got the best coach in the Big Ten. I feel like we got one of the top coaches in the country for sure. We got the best coaching staff, fan base, all around community. So, and I want to finish my college career here because in the day, I can't go outside with nobody even saying, yo, Juwan Gary, I get the picture. I love that feeling. I love just the genuine feeling that people know who I am. Not even on no cocky stuff, but I love going to a grocery store or a gas station or whatever, and a little kid come yo, Gary, you sign my name? I can't even tell you last time somebody said my first name anymore. People say Gary all the time. So, but yeah, just the feeling in Nebraska. A lot of people why you chose Nebraska, but I've been here for 3 years now, so that question is no question to me no more. The reason I chose Nebraska is because people actually here care about my career and more of my career too. They want to see me be a successful person. So me and Bryce actually recognize okay, why would we go somewhere else that we're gonna risk not starting or even risk what's going on that's going on here. So we decided to come back. We actually felt like we could lead this team, like I said, to a further run in the NCAA tournament. Bryce's mental is way better than it was last year, and I feel like my mental is way better than it was last year too. And we both realized that we are two seniors this team that got to guide this team for sure, and we're gonna be capable to do that. We're gonna have other guys that actually gonna help us, but I feel like we the main two that actually to guide this team for sure to the better run in the NCAA tournament this year.
There's a clip. I think a fan took it, and you guys are walking off the court following the tournament loss, where you said, "We'll be back." How much has that loss fueled your offseason? The fact that you were so close to doing something that the entire team put such emphasis on. How much has that been kind of a motivator for you to finally get there and then do it?
After that loss, I was ready to get back on the court the next day. I was ready to get back to work because in the day, me saying that it was no lie. I was definitely saying that to let people know, Nebraska basketball ain't been to the tournament in 10 years. So this the first step for us. So just looking at it, that's crazy. I just watched that video yesterday, actually. Just reminiscing on that video, that's actually a feel for myself. I know what we are capable of as a Nebraska basketball team, but at the same time, I know my team is also fueled too because they know we could play with anybody in this country. We could compete with anybody in this country. Whether win or lose, we could actually compete with anybody. So we know what it takes. We know what we're capable of doing. We're gonna shock the world again for sure this year. And the Big Ten it's going to be crazy this year, especially adding UCLA, Oregon, Washington, and other guys in there too. So it's going to be a fun run. It's going to be something that you want to have as a senior. You want to play your best basketball as your senior year. So I feel like this run to the NCAA is going to be the best outcome of Nebraska basketball for sure.
Hey, Juwan, you mentioned the true freshman Nick Janowski, Bryn Krieger. I know it's been early, but what are your initial thoughts on him?
Man, first let's start with Nick. Nick is a unique person. Nick is an intrigued person. He want to learn. He trying to figure out what college is about. He always asking what you do there, what you doing here. I love Nick to death. His personality is off the charts. He talks like no other person for sure. But just Braden, I just love him. I just love the way he is, the dog he is for sure. Just the high school clips, just watching him, he's a dog for sure. Didn't know I was one of his favorite players as on the league team last year. So just having a teammate who's actually was a fan of yours is actually kind of weird, but at the same time, I love him like one of my little brothers for sure. But just the love they got for the game, I feel like they sophomores and juniors right now, and just the love they got for the game, they picking up so fast. As a Braden, you see Braden legit gain 20 pounds for the 2 weeks he's been here for sure. Even no other basketball workout, stuff like that, especially with his own wrist and stuff like that. So him just getting that weight just to tell that he's really working for sure. Nick been working on his shot, his game, watching mad film consistently, stuff like that, asking me questions throughout the day, stuff like that. So I just love both how a treat they is for the game of basketball. Now I actually care for this career they finna have for sure. I just can't wait to see Braden get on that court and just show what he actually capable of for sure.
You ever played with someone, I guess, with the height, the capability of Braxton, 7'1"? He's the tallest player that
Man, I think that's crazy. I think Braxton is the tallest player I actually played with. When Braxton walked in the room, it's like the lights just go dim. He blocked the whole lights. You know, everything is going to the shadow. But nah, I love Braxton too, man. Braxton, no, he's a quiet dude as of right now. Like, you know, he's still trying to get his feel of being Nebraska. Like Nebraska and Washington is a far away. So he's definitely getting that feel in Nebraska for sure. Like he only talkative during some time, but I just know that he's gonna be a huge impact for us too. You know, just as a size wise for sure. Like rebounding, you know, for sure. This blocking shot, stuff like that. His size gonna make the game a little bit more easier too, because he could take up a lot of space, so it give us more to get downhill or make the right read. And he's a major lob threat. Like that's one thing I've been harping on a lot for myself. Like, why not just have Josh Mike to the rack and, you know, throw a lob up, right? That's the 2 points easy right there. So Braxton for sure going to be a big key for us this year too. Just having a big who not just a pop big, you know, playing the dunker spot, rebound, stuff like that. And I'm glad we got multiple bigs too, like who actually do different things and play different roles.
Hey, with Aaron, you mentioned him and the experience he gained from last season. How did you see him handle all that? Obviously, I'm sure that was a frustrating year for him not being able to be out there, but how did he gain from that sit-out year, and kind of what impact has he made being on the court now with you guys?
So for instance, I would say Aaron's like, nothing made me and Aaron more close than what we are. That's like a blood brother to me. You know, just seeing him, how he was just dealing with the situation. Like, of course, he wanted to get on the court. He wanted to play so bad, but, you know, just the stuff he was going through, you know, really could have messed up his mental. But he came in every day, you know, like another job, you know, just another opportunity just to go into practice, you know, work on his game and stuff like that. He knew he couldn't play, but in the day he treated practice like it was a game. Like, you know, he was on scout team. He would legit play that person and legit kick our butt every day on the court. So he handled it very well. I was with him throughout every day through, you know, the process he was going through. So that day he finally realized that he could play college basketball. It was probably the best day of his life. But yeah, I see how he handled it. He handled it very well. He didn't let nobody, you know, get into his head or even get into his ear with the nonsense, stuff like that. He handled like a man. He kept moving, he kept pushing, and that's what he did. And he kept pushing to this moment now where he get to play college basketball his last year and be our point guard, which I'm very excited for him because in the day he's a dog that we definitely could add to this dog mentality we got right now. So I can't wait to see him on the court for sure.
Any questions for Juwan? Thank you guys for joining. Back to Braxton.
Yes, sir.